Hello and welcome to my channel. This is game week 36 of Premier League predictions. Last week I got 7 points, taking me to a total of 175 points. This week we're going to have 11 games because of the City versus Crystal Palace game, but that's going to be at the end. We're going to kick off this week with Liverpool versus Chelsea. So Liverpool last week, they faced United, and all I can say is sloppy. And they were very lucky for those mistakes, so those 2 goals, they didn't really earn. Not only that, they were very inefficient on the ball. They had the ball majority of the game and didn't do anything with it. But their opponents, even worse. Chelsea, extremely disappointing. They went against Forest's second team and managed to lose 3-1. So many shots from them as well, like 20-something shots, for nothing. None of them were really on target. And Sanchez goes down with an injury as well. For this matchup, I only see it going one way, and that's Liverpool's way. Chelsea are just in the gutter at the moment. And I'm going to go with a Liverpool win of 3-1. Next up, we have Fulham versus Bournemouth. Fulham, straight ass. They faced Arsenal. I wanted them to do something. They didn't. Extremely embarrassing from them in terms of the performance. And no one really looked like they were ever going to stand up, right, and do something for the team. And then Bournemouth, expected win from them. I said 2-0 against Crystal Palace. Ended up being 3-0. But they weren't all that great, in my opinion. But it's still a crucial win to stay in 6th place. For this matchup, again, I only see it going one way, and that's Bournemouth's way. They're in great form. They're getting their 3 points, and Fulham is just the complete opposite. I'm going for a 2-0 win to Bournemouth. Next up is Sunderland versus United. Sunderland, they faced Wolves, and they had the game under control before the red card. And again, another hair situation with the same referee. I think that's the 3rd situation with hair in the last 3 months. And after the red card, they weren't really put under much pressure. So they had an easy game, in my opinion. And then United, they faced Liverpool, and I think they had a deserved win. They did almost fold after making 2 mistakes, but Mainu in the end saved them 3 points. So it was a half and half game for United. There was a couple mistakes here and there, but they ended up winning. And for this game, I see them winning as well. Sunderland are just not that good. And then United, I mean, honestly, United aren't playing for anything either, but I still see them winning this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to United. Next up is Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton, they played against Newcastle, and what even happened? I said 3-1 the other way. It ended up being 3-1 for Newcastle. Verbruggen had a couple mistakes. One of them, I think I blame it on him. And he's had a couple mistakes throughout the season this year. And they missed a lot of big chances as well. Can't be doing that. I feel like they could have gotten a draw, but they missed them. And then Wolves, another weak performance from them. They needed to do more after the red card, but well, they didn't. It ended up being 1-1. For this matchup, I'm not going to take too much more time. It's going to be 2-0 for Brighton. Wolves are just out of it. Next up is City versus Brentford. City, they played Everton, and that second half was horrendous. We capitulated terribly in like 25 minutes. The way I sunk into my chair, I've never done that before. Well, I have actually. I'm lying. But Doku saves us a point after another amazing goal in the same game. As for Brentford, they played West Ham, and a good performance from them. Well, kind of. Well, it was a good performance, but they weren't that good to beat them 3-0. It should have been more of a draw. And they finally get a win after like 6 games of not getting 3 points. They finally got their 3 points right before they play us, of course. And I'm gonna be confident here. If this was at Brentford Stadium, I would have gave it to Brentford. But since it's at the Etihad, I must give us slight advantage and say that we win 2-1. Next up, we have Forest versus Newcastle. Forest, they played against Chelsea, and they got a great win. Great win, 3-1 away from home with a rotated squad. Awani, in my opinion, has been underrated for so long. I think he got himself a brace or 1 goal. I forget. But he is very underrated. He will be playing, I'm pretty sure, this game. And they will also be playing in Europa League. They'll be playing Aston Villa in the second leg. For Newcastle, way better performance from them compared to recent games. They actually got some goals for once, and actually got a win for once. And I think Usula needs to get more credit. I think he is probably their best attacker this season. And they have the likes of, Wissa, Voltemade, Barnes, Gordon. And it's crazy to say he's the one that stands out. But for this matchup, I can't give it to Newcastle. Newcastle still don't impress me. Yes, they won, but now they're away. And Forest have been playing pretty well. And I see them getting 3 points here. But again, I'm going to go for a low scoring. I usually do when it's at the City ground. I'm going to give it a 1-0 win to Forest. Next up is Crystal Palace versus Everton. Crystal Palace, they lose another 3 points here. But I genuinely don't think they care. They don't care anymore. I think the league's over for them. They're looking at conference, and they will be playing conference before this game. So they will be rotating for this game. And Everton, they had an incredible second half against us, or incredible like 25 minutes, and absolutely killed us. I hate them now. They're on my shit list now. Fuck them. But they only get a point. They didn't beat us. They ended up drawing in the very end, or we ended up drawing in the very end. But good game from Everton, and they will be beating Crystal Palace here. Everton, when they do go to Selhurst Park, they usually do get a result. Crystal Palace don't like Everton either. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Everton. Next up is Burnley versus Villa. Burnley, terrible. This time, they actually scored, though. So this time it was reversed. They usually play well and don't score, but now it was reversed. Burnley started actually waking up after they conceded 3 goals. At that point, who cares? And then Villa, they rotated against Spurs, and it was a terrible performance. I don't blame Emery. I think it was the right decision. You have something else to look forward to, and that's Europa League, which they will be playing again before that game. So I don't blame him. And I expect them to rotate again for this. Well, actually, maybe. I don't know. Ooh, that's tough now. I was assuming Villa would rotate, but I don't know if they would now. I'm not too sure. Fuck it. I'm sticking with my result. 1-1. 1-1 draw. Next up, we have West Ham versus Arsenal. West Ham, they played Brentford, and they are now in the relegation zone. They lost, but it was an unlucky result for them. They hit the post like 5 times. Also, there was a pen call that wasn't given. They should have gotten it. Controversial again there. And then they will be playing Arsenal, and Arsenal, they massacred Fulham. I mean, that was probably one of their best attacking games all season. Saka, definitely his best game all season, and Gyökeres arguably his best game all season as well. It's over. It's over. This is confirmation that it's over. I said it when West Ham drew against us. Now this is just confirmation. At least this week is. And then they will be playing in the Champions League final against PSG. I'm scared for that one as well. We're rooting for PSG. But for this matchup, I do see Arsenal winning here. People are expecting West Ham to do something here. The West Ham want to stay alive, right? They want to stay in the Prem, but I just don't see it. And this is probably the last game Arsenal can lose points in. I'm going to give it to Arsenal here. 2-1 win to them. And then the last game of the game week. Sorry, no. Penultimate, because we have another one. Spurs versus Leeds. So Spurs, they played Aston Villa, and it was probably their best game so far this season. The midfield was incredible. I think Bentancur, Gallagher, and Paulinho were great. They controlled the midfield very well, and they are out of the relegation zone now. So a sense of relief for them. As for Leeds, they played Burnley, and they got a deserved win. Statch is now back. I think he's their best player, so they desperately need him. Or not really anymore, but they need him. And then Okafor goes down injured. He got himself a goal as well, but now he's injured. Probably will be missing this game. But for the matchup, this one at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, it's tough. I wanted to give it to Spurs, but Leeds probably still want to ruin Spurs' journey, I guess you can say. So now I have written down that it's going to be a draw. I'm going for a 1-1 draw, but I won't be surprised if Spurs do win this one. And then the last game of the game week, now we have City versus Crystal Palace. This one's pretty quick. Again, Crystal Palace are done with the league. They don't care. They want to rest their players for Conference League final, which they hope to get, and I do think they will get, and is also at the Etihad. So I expect City to win here more comfortably than the Brentford game. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to City. And those are my predictions for game week 36. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.